Hello friends, welcome back to the lecture series on Engineering Mathematics 3. In previous lecture, we have discussed about vector differentiation, scalar function, vector differentiation operator, and what is gradient of a scalar field. So we quickly recall, scalar function is a function which basically depends upon variable set x, y, z only for its values, and it has nothing to do with the directions. Whereas vector function is a function which not only depends upon variable set x, y, z, but it also depends upon the rules assigned with respect to coordinate axis, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Whereas vector differentiation is similar to that of differentiation of ordinary function. Then we have defined vector differentiation operator del. Del is a vector quantity and it takes partial derivative with respect to x along x-axis, partial derivative with respect to y along y-axis, partial derivative with respect to z along z-axis. If we operate vector differentiation operator on a scalar function, then we get vector quantity. Suppose we consider phi of xyz be a scalar function, then gradient of scalar function phi is denoted by del phi, and we calculate partial derivative of scalar function with respect to x along x-axis I bar plus partial derivative of phi with respect to y j bar plus partial derivative of phi with respect to z k bar. This represents gradient of a scalar field. Associated with the gradient, there are few remarks. Magnitude of gradient vector gives value of the scalar function at specific values of x, y, z. Whereas direction of this vector del phi is directed towards the maxima of the scalar function phi of x, y, z. Whereas to evaluate directional derivative of scalar function phi along the direction of vector a bar, we consider dot product of del phi along with direction of vector a bar, whereas direction of a bar is denoted by a cap and it is evaluated by dividing the given vector a bar by its magnitude. That is, we are evaluating unit vector along a bar, and vector del phi is normal to the scalar function phi of xyz at any particular point. Now, while solving examples on directional derivative, there are different ways to give the vector a bar. In direction of a bar, we have to evaluate the directional derivative. Suppose a bar is given in the standard form, then we evaluate a cap and required value of directional derivative is obtained by taking dot product of gradient vector with a cap. But if case 2 is, if a bar is the tangent vector to the curve x, y and z, where x, y, z are given by a parametric function in terms of parameter t with specific value of t, then the tangent vector is calculated by taking dr bar by dt, where r bar is the position vector which represent position of the point on that parametric curve. Therefore, value of a bar will be derivative of phi 1 with respect to t along x-axis, derivative of phi 2 with respect to t along y-axis, derivative of phi 3 with respect to t along z-axis with any particular value of t. Case 3 will be if a bar is in the direction parallel to line x minus x1 upon L equal to y minus y1 upon m equal to z minus z1 upon n, then the direction of vector a bar which is parallel to this line will be identified by the direction ratios or direction cosine provided in the line. That is, a bar is equal to L I bar plus m j bar plus n k bar. And fourth case is if our a bar is directed normal to the surface psi of xyz, then we consider a bar as gradient of this new surface psi. That is partial derivative of psi with respect to x along x-axis, partial derivative of psi with respect to y along y-axis, partial derivative of psi with respect to z along z-axis. Now, with respect to these remarks, let's solve some examples. Find the directional derivative of phi of xyz defined as 4xz cube minus 3x square y square z at point 2, minus 1, 2 in the direction of vector 2i bar minus 3j bar plus 6k bar. So, to find the directional derivative, we first consider the scalar function phi of xyz. It is equal to 4 times xz cube minus 3 times x square y square z. So, for this function, we can find partial derivative of phi with respect to x. So, treating x as your variable and y, z as constant. So, this derivative will be 4 times z cube minus 6 times x y square z. Similarly, partial derivative of phi with respect to y can be evaluated by treating x and z as constant. So, this will be minus 6 times x square y z, and partial derivative of phi with respect to z is equal to 12 times x z square minus 3 times x square y square. Therefore, by using these partial derivatives, we can define the gradient vector. Therefore, del phi is equal to partial derivative of phi with respect to x along x-axis plus partial derivative of phi with respect to y along y-axis plus partial derivative of phi with respect to z along z-axis. If you substitute these values, so it is equal to 4 z cube minus 6 x y square z I bar minus 6 times x square y z j bar plus 12 x z square minus 3 times y square k bar. Therefore, we can find value for gradient vector at the given point, where the point given in the problem is 2, minus 1 and 2. So, substitute x is equal to 2, y is equal to minus 1, z is equal to 2. So, we get the vector as 8 I cap plus 48 j cap plus 84 k cap will be the vector. We denote it by equation number 1. So, here we got the gradient vector at point 2, minus 1, 2 as a bar is the vector 2 times I bar minus 3 times j bar plus 6 times k bar. So, we can find unit vector along a bar by dividing this vector by its magnitude. So, magnitude. We simplify this. 4 plus 9 plus 36 is equal to 1 upon 7 times 2 times I bar minus 3 times j bar plus 6 times k bar. This is your vector I cap. Therefore, by using formula, directional derivative of scalar function phi along the vector a bar is given by, we calculate gradient at that point 2, minus 1, 2 and take dot product with this unit vector a cap. So, if we substitute the values, So we take the component wise multiplication. That is, 8 will be multiplied with 2 by 7, 48 will be multiplied with minus 3 by 7, 84 will be multiplied with 6 by 7. So if we take this product, we get required value for directional derivative is equal to 376 by 7. I hope you have understood the calculations. In next module, we discuss one more problem on the directional derivative.